Okay, thank you. Can you expand a little bit more on the work you did with Carrie Saxon Perry? It can be either professional or personal relationships, just anything that you remember or want to share that's important.
Sure. Well, the very first time I met her, she was the director of the Amistad Center for Troubled Girls, I think is the way they described it. And she was losing funding. The organization was losing funding, and so she put out a general call of activists and other people to try to save it. We, I was really young. I was probably 19, so I only got a little bit of what was going on, what the dynamic was that was going on, and no part of how you could strategically get that money. Today I might have been able to work with a group to get it, but back then I was just sitting there listening. So that's when I first met Carrie. I guess when I think of her, I want to make it clear that she was an extraordinarily generous, principled, political person, and I mean that all in the best possible ways. That she was not an egotist, and she was not a greedy politician, and there's hundreds of them. We didn't need any more of them. She was a true leader as well. Now, she did not get that respect at any time except within the Black community, because the Black community did not control Hartford politically. The white community dominated it, and the insurance companies and banks ran it, essentially. Also, she was the mayor at a time when there was what they call a weak mayor form of government. There's a city council and there's a mayor, and at times the mayor was really powerful because the city law said so, and the council was just kind of advisory. And then that changed around back and forth at different times, and people said, well, this is the best way to do it. We've got problems. No, this is the best way to do it. Actually, it doesn't really matter what the form is. It depends on whether or not people are on the same page trying to make the city a livable place for the people who actually live there. Carrie was the mayor during the weak mayor form of government, and she supported the strong mayor form of government, which makes sense because she said, I've got very little structural power. Maybe if I had more, we could get more of our initiatives passed. So she didn't and still doesn't get the credit she deserves for being one of the most important leaders the city of Hartford has ever had. And I'd say within the 20th century, the most important woman. There are a lot of other people who, would like to get the honors, or somebody would like to give it to them, but nobody compares to Carrie. And I say that not having been a really close personal friend with her and having Thanksgiving with her or anything like that. I say that because back in the 80s and 90s, there was a community of progressive people, Black, white, Puerto Rican, gay, straight, who wanted to stay in Hartford and wanted to make the kind of progress that the people in the city needed. And at the same time, try to connect to bigger issues. And that's what Carrie was totally open to.